An upscale Virginia Beach neighborhood is in an uproar after a family moved in and neighbors started complaining like never before.
If you see a problem with a new home being built nearby, you can file a complaint and prompt an inspection by the city. You don't have to give your name. Investigative reporter Chris Horne looks at this unusual case and the law that surrounds it. Chris.
Tom and Nicole, it's a big, luxurious home on wetlands in a neighborhood of big, luxurious homes on wetlands. So it's bound to have more inspections than a typical residence, but 7 times the average?
It's been very troubling for both me and my family to have to go through 68 inspections.
And since that interview, homeowner Byron Woodard says there have been several more inspections at his new Spanish-style home. Total inspections now, more than 70. Woodard and his wife bought the lot on the Lynnhaven River and started building on it in the spring of 2014. But then the complaints started piling up. The city says about half of them were anonymous, but that didn't matter. By law, the city still has to send out an inspector to check.
I mean, when the norm is 10 inspections and they get 68 and not one of them resulted in a stop work order or a violation of any shape or form, something's wrong.
Because of the complaints, the Woodards and their builder ended up before the Chesapeake Bay Preservation Area Board.
Why is that silt fence 30 feet from the improvements in the most sensitive area of the property?
The board members grilled the Woodards and their builder about the placement of silt fences, construction debris, and the amount of turf on the property. Other complaints filed with the city even questioned the height of the home itself. The builder was highly regarded with 30 years experience building on waterfront lots, but that didn't matter.
This homeowner has gotten and is continuing to get disparate treatment from certain folks in the neighborhood and certain folks on this board. I can't explain why.
In the end, the board found in favor of both the builder and the homeowner. The only matter left for inspectors now is the swimming pool. It's unclear whether the Woodards will be inviting many of their neighbors over for a swim.
To say that it'll be a highly intense environment is an understatement.
Now, board member Brad Martin, who you saw in the story, he's a civil engineer. He says by and large the complaints appear to be legitimate enough to come before the board. But Martin also agrees that the number of inspections on this property is over and above the norm. We reached out to the Woodards neighbors on both sides. Neither wanted to comment. Again, half the complaints were anonymous, and the city says that proportion is about typical if the total number is a little unusual in this case. Is that a good use of city inspectors' time and taxpayers' dollars? The city says, as you could imagine, not always. Doesn't matter how valid, though, any complaint might be. By state law, they have to check it out. Chris Horne, 10 on your side.